ghost in the system. Nobody filed the paperwork. Nobody ever will. Walk through every room and left no trace behind. Everything they search for they can never find. Ghost on the roster, ghost on the list. Everything about me moved into the mist. Ran the operation without leaving prints. Everything I touched dissolved in the distance. Cold in the hallway, shadow on the wall. Ghost mandate, running through it all. You can't catch what was never really there. Ghost mandate, cutting through the air. Ghost mandate.
No face, no name.
Everything I do just looks the same. Ghost mandate.
In and out, clean.
Nothing ever happened, nothing ever seen. Ghost mandate.
Cold and precise.
Everything I do only happens once or twice. Every camera angle somehow missed the frame. Every witness statement never said my name. Pale in the briefing, gray in the hall. Ghost mandate, operational since the fall. Move through the building like a shift in air. Everything I touched just wasn't there. Cold in the function, clean in the deed. Ghost mandate is all that I need. A ghost doesn't need permission. A ghost doesn't need a door. Everything a ghost walks through just adds up to the score. Ghost mandate.
No face, no name.
Everything I do just looks the same. Ghost mandate.
In and out, clean.
Nothing ever happened, nothing ever seen. Ghost mandate complete. No signature. No evidence. No return. Three levels down. Nobody above it knows the sound. Backside running 3 levels on the ground. Nobody above it ever hears the sound. Everything that enters doesn't leave the same. Everything that exits doesn't have a name. Cold in the corridor, cold in the cell. Everything inside it has a story to tell. Nobody filed the paperwork for this. Everything that happened on the classified list. Dark below the dark, below the floor. Nothing left to ask about anymore. Black site signal, no broadcast. Everything they built here cannot last. Black site signal, deep and cold. Everything inside it growing old. Black site signal, no one hears. Everything dissolved over the years. Run the numbers on the screen that lied. Everything that showed me broke something inside. Pale in the monitor, red in the feed. Everything transmitted was a planted seed. Move through the levels, don't stop to ask. Everything below here is a different task. Iron in the structure, rust in the beam. Everything that happened was a system's dream. Nobody knows the floor number. Nobody knows the code. Everything that entered here just added to the load. Black site signal, no broadcast. Everything they built here cannot last. Black site signal, deep and cold. Everything inside it grows. touches, carrying the fire. Nobody installed it, nobody knows the source. Dark current moving on this predetermined course. Pale on the voltage meter, red on the gauge. Dark current running since a different age. Everything it powers operates in black. Dark current moving, never coming back. Iron in the conduit, rust in the pipe. Dark current humming through the endless night. The current had no origin. The current had no end. Everything it powered was too broken, left to mend. Dark current, underground flow. Everything it powers, nobody should know. Dark current, cold and live. Everything connected just to help it survive. Current fading, wire cold. Dark current, growing old. Cold running, no operator required. Apparatus running deep beneath the floor. Nobody remembers what it was built for. Cold in the gears, cold in the frame. Forget what it was, never ask its name. Cold apparatus moving through the dark. Everything it touches leaving a permanent mark. Pale in the chamber, gray in the shaft. Everything the apparatus drafted. Apparatus cold and self-sustained. Everything it processes already claimed. Cold apparatus, no control. Everything it touches taking its toll. Cold apparatus, iron frame. Everything that enters never leaves the same. Cold apparatus runs alone. Everything it processes is stone. Five the schematics under no one's name. Cold apparatus operating just the same. Pale on the circuit, red on the board. Everything the cold apparatus start. Move through the machinery, don't touch the core. Cold apparatus hungry, always wanting more. Iron in the housing, rust in the joint. Cold apparatus running past the breaking point. The apparatus has no master. The apparatus has no end. Everything it processes will never ever mend. Cold apparatus, no control. Everything it touches take its toll. Cold apparatus, iron frame. Everything that enters never leaves the same. Apparatus cooling, systems down. Cold apparatus running underground. Listen for the sound. Empire built on hollow ground and fear. Everything they built started to disappear. Hollow in the crown, hollow in the flag. Everything they claim just turned to slag. Move through the ruin, don't look at the throne. Everything that mattered crumbled to bone. Cold in the palace, cold in the square. Empire of the on thin air. Built it on a lie they couldn't keep. Everything that rises falls asleep. Hollow empire, hollow crown. Everything they built just came on down. Hollow empire, fading fast. Nothing that was built here ever lasts. Hollow empire, empty throne. Everything was rotten to the bone. The numbers on the crumbling wall. Everything was hollow before the fall. Pale on the bed, rust on the seal. Nothing in the empire built to feel. With the corridors of what was great. Everything arriving just a little too late. Iron in the legend, ash in the name. Hollow empire always ends the same. The empire was a story. The empire was a dream. Everything they ruled over was less than it would seem. Hollow empire, hollow crown. Everything they built just came on down. Hollow empire, fading fast. Nothing that was built here ever lasts. Empire gone. Signal dead. Hollow crown on a hollow head. Nothing left but what was said. Operator never leaves. Silent operator working through the gray. Nobody has seen the operator's face today. Hands on every lever, hands on every switch. Silent operator running without a hitch. Code in the function, code in the task. Silent operator never needs to ask. Every system running exactly on time. Silent operator drawing the line. Never hears the question, never gives replies. Silent operator operating in disguise. Silent operator, no voice, no sound. Everything is working underground. Silent operator, keeps it clean. Most important worker never to be seen. Silent operator, cold machine, holding up the structure of the whole regime. File the shift report in invisible ink. Silent operator never stops to think. Pale at the console, gray at the board. Silent operator never grew bored. Move through the system like you own the air. Silent operator, always everywhere. Iron in the discipline, steel in the roll. Silent operator with the hollow soul. The operator needs no recognition. The operator needs no name. Everything the operator process always ended up the same. Silent operator, no voice, no sound. Everything is working underground. Silent operator keeps it clean. Most important worker never to be seen. Operator offline. Shift complete. Silent operator taking the seat. Siege on the frequency. Siege on the block. Everything is moving. The hands on the clock. See protocol initiated, walls closing in. Everything outside looks exactly like within. Cold in the perimeter, cold at the gate. Everything arriving just a little too late. Siege on the sector, siege on the grid. Nobody remembering what the last siege did. Pale on the rampart, gray on the wall. Siege frequency bar. it no way through. Siege frequency was always meant for you. Siege frequency.
Closing in, everything outside looks like within.
Siege frequency.
No escape,
Everything.
it's taking final shape.
Siege frequency.
Walls of sound, everything around here going underground.
And the siege protocol on the dying screen. Nobody remembers what the last siege means. Code in the broadcast, code in the horn. Everything the siege frequency has torn. Move through the rubble, hold the line. Everything the siege left behind. Iron in the fortification, rust in the wall. Siege frequency playing through it all. The siege was always coming. The siege was always near. Everything the siege frequency broadcast was designed to engineer fear. Siege frequency.
Closing in, everything outside looks like within.
Siege frequency.
No escape,
Everything.
it's taking final shape.
Siege complete.
Frequency holds, everything surrounded, everything controlled.
Nobody questions the source. Hurricane down before I open my eyes. System running clean underneath gray skies. Iron in the language, need steel in the law. Everything they handed me had cracks and flaws. Move through the set the name on no list. Everything I built dissolved into mist. Cold in the hallway, cold at the gate. Everything sanctioned, everything too late. Nobody's watching, nobody responds. Everything dissolves when the signal's gone. I am verdict, I am seal. Nothing in this world was ever real. I am verdict, cold and clean. I was just a ghost inside the machine. I am verdict, one more time. Execute it perfectly down the line. Filed in the archive under someone else's code. Every step I took was somebody's upload. Pale in the morning, gray at the noon. Everything I trusted just collapsed too soon. Ran the perimeter, checked every wire. Everything connected to somebody's fire. Locked the door behind me, did it look back? Everything I carried fading into black. The system never sleeps. The system never breaks. Everything it touches turns to static. Everything it makes. I'm verdict, I'm seal. Nothing in this world was ever real. I'm verdict, cold and clean. I was just a ghost inside the machine. Signal terminated. Frequency gone. Nothing left transmitted. Moving on. No return. No return. Collapse came quiet like it always does. System eating itself, same as it was. 7 floors down where the archive sleeps. Everything they bear in the dark and deep. Nobody filed the report for the day. Sector fell silent, there were 3 in the gray. Call for rest of light on the empty hall. Wrote my name and depth for the final fall. Structure breaking at the seams. Nothing here is what it seems. Collapse protocol, walls closing in. Everything outside looks like within. Collapse protocol, no signal clear. Everything I built just disappeared. Collapse protocol, final stage. Earn it, earn it, earn it, earn it. Every chapter, every page, and the numbers on the screen that lies. Every calculation that behind my eyes. Pale on the monitor, red on the feed. Everything they promised was a broken seed. Move through the wreckage, don't stop to think. Cold things going under, standing on the brink. Iron in the bloodstream, rust in the vein. Carrying the scepter through the static rain. When the walls come down and the signal dies, everything you built becomes your alibi. Collapse protocol, walls closing in. Everything outside looks like within. Collapse protocol, no signal clear. Everything I built just disappeared. All sectors offline. All signals dead. Everything we built inside your head. Files missing. Nobody filed a report. Archive sealed behind the wall of black. Every file erased, no bringing it back. Corrupted at the source before it hit the wire. Everything it broadcast just accelerates the fire. Ran the index on the system full of holes. Everything they stored here missing all the souls. Cold in the catalog, cold in the shelf. Nobody left in here but me and myself. Corrupted from the start before the first line. Everything they saved it wasn't never mine. Corrupted archive, missing file. Everything in here hasn't worked in a while. Corrupted archive, broken code. Everything inside here just corrodes. Corrupted archive, faded page. Nothing left surviving from the sage. Type the search query into dying screen. Nothing in the archive said what it could mean. Pale on the terminal, red on the feed. Everything they planned, it was a systematic seed. Move through the database, row after row. Every single entry, nowhere left to go. Ironing in the server, rust in the drive. Nothing in this archive is remotely alive. The archive was a promise. The archive was a lie. Everything they cataloged was built to slowly die. Corrupted archive, missing file. Everything in here hasn't worked in a while. Corrupted archive, broken code. Everything inside here just corrodes. Archive offline. Data gone. Nothing left transmitting. Moving on. No exit. Compound out behind the tree line in the fog. Everything inside running compound had no exit. The compound had no name. Everything that entered here was never quite the same. I'm compound,
Locked down tight.
everything inside here out of sight. I'm compound,
No way through.
everything in here was built for you. Compound sealed, iron locked. Everything inside here permanently clocked. Turning back, cross it once, you don't come back. Threshold marking black at the end of the road. Everything beyond it carries somebody's code. Cross it once and something in you doesn't return. Everything you carry starts to quietly burn. Pale at the marker, gray at the line. Everything dissolving in a perfect design. Cold in the crossing, cold in the step. Everything you had here you can easily forget. 1 foot over, nothing feels the same. Everything you knew here lost its name. Iron threshold, iron line. Everything beyond it isn't mine. Iron threshold, point of no return. Everything I carry starts to burn. Iron threshold, final mark. Everything goes silent in the dark. Father crossing under nobody's name. Stepped across the marker, nothing was the same. Pale in the passage, gray on the floor. Everything familiar, just a closing door. Run the distance from the life I knew. Everything I built here just dissolved into cold command, descending cold in the gate. Everything was always gonna end this light. The threshold was a warning. The threshold was a door. Everything behind it doesn't matter anymore. Iron threshold, iron line. Everything beyond it isn't mine. Iron threshold, point of no return. Everything I carry starts to burn. Threshold cross. No signal back. Everything behind me fading into black. Nobody move. Pale at the doorway, pale at the gate. Arrive like always, never early, never late. Enforcer don't speak and enforcer don't blink. Just the sound of footsteps at the edge of the brink. Everything sanctioned, everything clean. Worst things happen where they can't be seen. Move through the center like a blade through air. Pale face at the window, ice cold stare. Don't ask the enforcer what it means. everything is running behind the scenes. Pale enforcer, dark corridor. Nobody knows what the silence is for. Pale enforcer, cold command. Everything is running as they plan. Pale enforcer, final door. Nothing here we're fighting for anymore. Filed the report in the language no one reads. Everything they ask for, everything it needs. Iron in the posture, still in the frame. Everyone who sought never said my name. Walk the perimeter, check every lock. Everything's moving but the hands on the clock. Cold in the function, cold in the roll. Enforcer with no record, enforcer with no soul. No name in the system, no face in the file. Pale in the corridor, waiting all the while. Pale enforcer, dark corridor. Nobody knows what the silence is for. Pale enforcer, cold command. Everything is running as they plan. Sector secured, all clear. Pale enforcer disappears. Phantom channel, no sender. Directive came through phantom channels, no trace. Executed clean, left without a face. That phantom in the ledger, ghost on the books. Nobody asking twice, nobody looks. Code in the order, code in the seal. Nothing in the director built the feel. Move through the sector, memories clean. Ghost in the machine, never to be seen. Phantom order running through the dark. Everything it touches leaves a permanent mark. Phantom directive, no source found.
Everything is moving underground.
Phantom directive, silent command.
Everything is running as they plan.
Phantom directive disappears. Everything dissolves after it clears. Everything dissolves after we filed it. And not disconnected with the void. Every single record systematically destroyed. Pale on a mission, gray on the task. Nobody above me ever thought to ask. Run the operation through the silent wire. Everything connected to somebody's fire. Coke in the rhythm through the static wall. Phantom in the system, no name at all. From the phantom came the order. From the order came the deed. Everything the phantom planet was a dark and broken sea. Phantom directive, no source found.
Everything is moving underground.
Phantom directive, silent command.
Everything is running as they plan.
Directive complete. Phantom gone, signal dead. Moving on. Dark frequency activated. Sovereign sitting where the legs don't reach. Everything they promised just beyond the breach. Dark in the title, dark in the seal. Nothing in the doctrine never built the feel. Hold the linen to the structure bends. Every empire breaks before it ends. Cold in the corridor, cold in the ground. Watching every tower slowly coming down. Power built on silence and no fear. Everything you claim just disappear. Sovereign Sovereign dark,
no light allowed.
everything I built just hit the ground. Sovereign dark,
The signal's gone.
something keeps me moving, keeps me on. Sovereign dark, the throne is rust. Everything they gave me turned to dust. Been the sector from a room with no name. Everything connected, nothing was the same. Iron in the scepter, ash in the flag. Everything that worship started turning to slag. Nobody above me, nobody below. Just the hollow sound of everything I know. Write it in the static, write it in the feed. Sovereign in the dark is all I'll ever need. The crown was always hollow. The seal was always fake. Everything they handed me was just another mistake. Sovereign dark,
No light allowed.
everything I built just hit the ground. Sovereign dark,
The signal's gone.
something keeps me moving, keeps me on. Dark frequency large. No one receiving. Sovereign in the static. Sovereign and leaving. No exceptions. Steel mandate, stamped in steel, no appeal in sight. Everything decided long before the night. Judging the system, jury in the code. Carry out the sentence, carry out the load. Cold in the courtroom, cold in the chair. Everything is present, but nobody's there. Still in the verdict, iron in the word. Mandate to the void, never to be heard. Everything decided before you spoke. Everything you built was just a joke. Steel mandate, final call. Everything is nothing after all. Steel mandate, cold decree. Nothing left to fight for, nothing free. Steel mandate, close the file. Carry out the order in the style. File the mandate under no one's name. Everything that followed was exactly the same. Bail in the chamber, gray in the hall. Steel mandate, issue for the rise and fall. Run the perimeter, check every seal. Nothing in the system built to feel. Cold command is in it from the top. Everything that's running has no reason to stop. The mandate is the system is the chain. Steel in every order, steel in every vein. Steel mandate, final call. Everything is nothing after all. Steel mandate, cold decree. Nothing left to fight for, nothing free. Mandate complete. Filed and sealed. Still in the system. Still revealed. No signature. No return address. Mandate came through void channels, no trace. Executed clean, left without a face. Void in the language, void in the seal. Nothing in the order built to feel. Cold in the ink, cold in the hand. Everything proceeding exactly as planned. Nobody question where it came from first. Move through the system, prepare for the worst. Everything delivered, everything done. Nobody remembers how it all begun. Void mandate.
No appeal. Nothing in this darkness ever real.
Void mandate. Signed it in the absence, left it with the dark. Left it in the system like a permanent mark. Mandate running deeper than the 7th floor. Everything below it just a metaphor. Void in the hallway, void at the top. Everything is running, there's no reason to stop. Carry out the order, carry out the weight. Everything is already far too late. From the void it came,
To the void returns,
everything they built here
quietly burns.
void mandate.
No appeal, nothing in this darkness ever real.
Void mandate.
They command, everything is moving as they plan.
Mandate complete. Void restored. Signal terminated. Nothing more. Channel broadcasting. Warlord running through the underground wire. Everything a nigga to somebody's fire. Built the whole empire on borrowed time. Now the walls are talking and the church bells chime. Started on the warlord, channel no reply. Every flag they plant is starting to die. Cold in the fortress, cold in the hall. Warlord in the shadow, watching the fall. Everything the warlord built on sand. Nothing in this kingdom as they plan. Warlord frequency, talk broadcast. Everything they built here cannot last. Warlord frequency can be thrown. Everything the warlord built alone. Warlord frequency, signal fades. Everything dissolves in darker shades. When the kingdom through a crumbling grid, nobody remember what the warlord did. Pale on the banner, rust on the seal. Nothing in the empire built the field. Move through the rubber, don't stop to grieve. Everything the warlord built, you better leave. Iron in the legacy, ash in the name. Warlord frequency always is the same. The warlord had the power. The warlord had the land. Everything the warlord touched turned back into sand. Warlord frequency, dark broadcast. Everything they built here cannot last. Warlord frequency, empty throne. Everything the warlord built alone. Frequency dying. Broadcast gone. Warlord in the static. Moving on. No appeal. No review. Condemn frequency, still broadcasting strong. Everything they silence just been going on too long. Cut the tower down, but the signal didn't die. Condemn frequency, transmitting through the sky. Cold in the broadcast, cold in the wave. Condemn frequency, rising from the grave. Everything they buried underneath the floor. Condemn frequency, louder than before. You condemn the signal, but the signal stays. Condemn frequency, burning through the haze. Condemn frequency, still alive. Everything they buried learned to survive. Condemn frequency, cuts the air. Everything they silence still is there. Condemn frequency, never dies. Everything condemned, eventually rises. Ran the jammer signal on the citywide scale. Condemn frequency, punching through the veil. Pale on the spectrum, red on the band. kept running. Abandoned protocols, still executing tasks. Nobody's left alive to answer when they ask. Code in the function, code in the run. Abandoned protocol, never coming undone. Everything in process is long past its need. Abandoned protocol, running at full speed. Hell on the terminal, nobody reads. Abandoned protocol, planting the seeds. Nobody told it that the mission was complete. Abandoned protocol, never knew defeat. Abandoned protocol, still runs.
Everything it touches never undone.
Abandoned protocol, no end date.
Everything it executes is already late.
Abandoned protocol.
Cold task.
Nobody remaining left to ask. Ran the abandoned protocol for 1,000 days. Everything it generated lost inside the haze. Pale on the processor, red in the queue. Abandoned protocol doing what it knew. Move through the functions, skip the override. Abandoned protocol running deep inside. Iron in the logic, rust in the code. Abandoned protocol, carrying the load. They left it running when they left the room. Abandoned protocol chose its own doom. Everything it executed after they were gone was the abandoned protocol, just moving on. Abandoned protocol still runs.
Everything it touches never undone.
Abandoned protocol, no end date.
Everything it executes is already late.
Protocol running. No one commands. Abandoned forever, just as it stands. Nobody verified. Nobody went to check. This sector on the map with nothing left inside. Everything that lived here had nowhere left to hide. Cold in the ruins, cold in the street. Dead sector where the living and the broken meet. Nobody was sent to file the final report. Dead sector falling short of every sort. Pale in the morning over dead sector ground. Everything that happened here, a different sound. Dead sector still breathing underneath the gray. Everything that died here didn't collapses. Nothing crosses without clearance. I am perimeter locked from every side. Everything inside it has somewhere to hide. Cold on the boundary, cold on the wire. I am perimeter, never seems to tire. Nobody gets through without the right code. I am perimeter, carrying every load. Pale at the checkpoint, gray at the fence. I am perimeter, running at high intense. Stand at the perimeter and feel the cold. I am perimeters, 1,000 years old. I am perimeter, locked and sealed. Everything inside it unconcealed. I am perimeter, hold the line. Everything inside it is by design. I am perimeter, never breaks. I am perimeter, never shakes. File the perimeter upon it, great dawn. Everything outside it moving on and on. Pale on the watchtower, cold on the post. I am perimeter, nobody's host. Move along the boundary, check every point. I am perimeter, never out of joint. Cold command, maintaining every inch. I am perimeter, never gonna flinch. The perimeter was built to hold. The perimeter was built from cold. Everything it kept inside had nowhere left to hide. I am perimeter, locked and sealed. Everything inside it unconcealed. I am perimeter, holds the line. Everything inside it is by design. I am perimeter, perimeter holding. Boundary clear. On perimeter, always here. Nothing transmitting. Nothing receiving. Just the sound of nothing. Null on every channel, null on every band. Nothing in the signal. Anyone that playing cold on the receiver, cold on the line. No signal running perfectly by design. Everything they said just came back as no signal. Eating through the empty hull. Pale on the dashboard, gray on the screen. No signal, the coldest thing I've seen. No, doesn't mean the signal isn't there. No signal cutting through the dead air. No signal, nothing back. Everything transmitted, cutting the black. No signal, hollow response. Everything they said was only said once. No signal. Cold return. Everything the no signal learned. Ran diagnostics on the no return feed. Nothing in the system what the system needs. Pale on the frequency, red at the source. No signal moving on its predetermined course. Move through the channels, finding nothing there. No signal operating beyond compare. Iron in the no, rust in the void. No signal, everything destroyed. Null isn't empty. Null is a choice. Everything the null signal carried was a deliberately buried voice. No signal, nothing back. Everything transmitted, cutting the black. No signal, hollow response. Everything No footsteps. No shadow. Steel goes moving through the industry yard. Everything it passes left completely scarred. Cold in the structure, cold in the beam. Steel goes running like a waking dream. Nobody installed the steel ghost here. Steel ghost appeared in a different year. Pale in the scaffolding, gray in the frame. Steel ghost moving without a name. Steel and ghost together in the dark. Everything it touches leaves a permanent mark. Steel ghost, hollow frame. Everything it walks through just the same. Steel ghost, cold and real. Made of something harder than the steel. Steel ghost wonders why. Everything it carries held inside. Documented on no blueprint or design. Steel ghost predating every project and every line. Pale on the girder, red in the well. Steel ghost is everything that held. Move through the structure with the steel ghost near. Everything it touches you can almost hear. Iron in the haunting, rust in the bones. Steel ghost never operated alone. The ghost was built from steel. The steel was built from cold. Everything the steel ghost carried was older than the old.